Bucket naked.
Please hit the gym. Please hit the gym, and the pH needs to be balanced as well.
I've been drinking. Can't keep your eyes open. Right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JLerone Presents, where we talk about the facts, foolishness, and black female fuckery. Today's video, man, we're going to be looking at this second attempt on former President Donald Trump's life, right? I think this happened on Sunday. So a second attempt was made on former President Trump's life. He was at his golf course, right? And yeah, somebody tried to take him out again. Second attempt. And we're going to listen to Anton Daniels break it down and just talk about how is this guy able to get so close to Trump again. We saw what happened in Philadelphia, right? There was a lack of security, and again, they supposedly had beefed up the security, but this guy was still able to get onto the parameter and still get a shot off at Trump, you know what I'm saying? Or at least attempt to get a shot off. They saw him in the bushes. And like I said, the fact that he was able to get that close again, or somebody else was able to get that close again, bypass security. You know what I'm saying? It was like, they said they beefed up the security, but clearly it wasn't enough. And for this guy, and for Trump to be, running for office again, you would think his security detail would be even better, especially after the first attempt. But looks like they're still dropping the ball on him. They're not taking it seriously. And to be honest, I don't think they care, if Trump gets taken out or not. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're going to show that they're trying a little, but if that was anybody else, I think they would have more security detail. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, this is Anton Daniels, fair use, fair use.
It was a tragedy so narrowly averted this afternoon. A Secret Service agent on the advance team on the golf course, a few holes ahead of the former president as he played the Trump International Golf Course. He was in the fifth hole in West Palm Beach, Florida, while that agent spotted a muzzle of a weapon poking through a chain link fence. The gunman secreted by bushes. That agent opening fire, the suspect now in custody. David Spunt on the phone now with more.
Okay, so he did get shots off. I wasn't sure if he was able to get a shot off, but he did get a shot off. He opened fire. So twice, somebody was able to get shots off on Donald Trump. It's crazy.
On that suspect and this developing story that came so close, it seems. Hi, David.
Yeah, hey, Eric. Hey, Molly. We're told the suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Ruth, R-O-U-T-H. Not much more known about him at this time, except that he's the suspect currently. Says that he was taken into custody by the Martin County Sheriff's Office, just the county north of Palm Beach, was taken into custody after escaping the scene in his black SUV. According to the sheriff in Palm Beach, he did not make any sort of initial statement when he was taken into custody. They're expected to be releasing more details, a mugshot, whatnot later, but we're continuing to dig into who he is, who Ryan Ruth is, where he's from, his background. We're seeing a little bit online. We want to be careful and make sure we have all of the information correct before we present it to our loyal viewers. But we can tell you right now that his name is Ryan Wesley Root. Eric, Molly.
Why are they so gung-ho about trying to assassinate Trump?
Good question.
In my lifetime, I mean, because this is the type of stuff that you read about on TV. This is not the type of stuff that you read about or that you hear about happening in real life, right? We haven't experienced this in my 42 years. The closest that we ever came to somebody doing something to a president is when a dude threw a shoe at George W. Bush. We have not experienced.
Well, back in 1980, when President Reagan, he was it was a assassination attempt on Reagan. I was in the 5th grade at that time, so that makes me, of course, I'm older than that time. I'm 54. So, but yeah, back when I was in the 5th grade, it was around 1980. That was when they tried to assassinate, Ronald Reagan. But yeah, so it's been a minute. You know what I mean? So it doesn't happen all the time, but yeah, like I said, that was the first one I experienced. Like I said, back in around 1980, when they tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan.
This, I haven't seen this in my lifetime towards any public official, let alone a former president or a person that's running for president of the United States of America. The first thing that come to my mind, because obviously more details is going to come out, and think about this. You have a first assassination attempt, which the Secret Service failed to do their job. Thank God they actually did their job this time, because all it takes is one situation. And how did the dude get so close? And it would seem as though, if you are a former president, because I'm pretty sure you can't get close, not even remotely close to Obama. I'm pretty sure you can't get remotely close to Clinton. You can't even get close to Hillary Clinton for that matter. But we got a former president who's also running again, and people are getting so close, and you're not getting away, none of that type of stuff, but you are sitting in the bushes with a gun poking out. According to this report, the early report, we're going to talk about it on the Millionaire Morning Show, and by that time, we should be able to have way more details. But you sitting in the bushes like a movie, like the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, and you're covered in bushes trying to assassinate a former president / possible president. I think that there is so much fear. I believe that I think it goes way deeper than whatever it is that they're going to tell us on the regular news. But I think that there is so much fear that this man is going to win the president of the United States of America again and really clean the swamp this time.
Exactly.
And really change things, especially with the.
Yeah, exactly. And when he's talking about cleaning the swamp, it's about getting a lot of crooked, dirty politicians, out of their seats. This is what he's trying to say. And a lot of them are scared because I'm pretty sure Trump has a lot of dirt on a lot of politicians, and they don't want that shit to be exposed. That's just my opinion on it. But I know back when Trump was in office, he caught a lot of slack on saying we're going to drain the swamp. People took that as offensive. But all he was saying was that there are some dirty people, dirty politicians, and it's time to get rid of them. You know what I mean? But like I said, all of them are dirty to a certain extent. But, and a lot of people were saying that, well, how do you know he won't get rid of them and put in some more people that's even more dirtier? It could be. You don't know. But what we're saying is that this is what he's talking about when he say clean the swamp. And a lot of people in office don't want to be outed. So, yeah. So, in my opinion, it looks like they are trying to come against him and keep him from doing exactly that.
The way that he's talking as far as auditing the federal government from the top down, I think that it's so many people, career politicians, people that are so fearful that this guy is actually going to become a part of the president of the United States of America, and we not really paying attention to what's going on. Let me see if we can get a little bit more out of this news report, because this is the one that is the most recent that I could find that actually goes through some of the details and adds some of the value into the conversation so that we can really have this in truth.
And we want to be careful with the information because we want to get it from authorities and not go into speculation. Any sense, though, from what you've been able to determine, what could have potentially been a motive yet? Or is it much too early, David, in terms of politics, in terms of background, the fact that the gunman allegedly had a GoPro to potentially shoot and film and
Sure.
video what he was going to do and put it on social media? What allegedly motivated this potential assassin?
Well, I'm going to be honest.
I want to stop right there for a minute. And that's crazy that this guy was trying to record it. He was actually had a GoPro and he was trying to record himself take out the former president. Man, that's wild. That's dirty. That's nasty work.
We don't know at this time. I mean, this is coming from two law enforcement sources, the name. I think they're trying to figure that stuff out right now. Every case is different, but for perspective when it comes to motive, and this is a question that we've asked many times covering law enforcement, when can you decide what makes a motive? The July 13th shooter, Thomas Crooks, who died on the scene there and was killed by law enforcement, the FBI still has not been able to come out with a motive in that case, and there's a possibility there may not be a motive in this case. There were some shootings, and this was not a shooting today, and the former president thankfully was not hurt, but there are cases where there are no motives. That may not be the situation here. It's just too early to tell, given the fact this is only 4 hours old. They're still talking to him, figuring things out, going through his social media, seeing if he had stuff written down. But the advantage that law enforcement has here that they did not have in the case in Pennsylvania is they have a suspect who's alive, who's in custody, who can speak to them so they can find out stuff a lot quicker, Eric.
I wonder what he's going to say. I wonder what if he does come out with anything, are they going to, just cap it, only give us bits and pieces of what he said, or are they going to tell everything, or are they just going to, just withhold what he said? That's something to think about.
Yeah, a Martin County sheriff said that he had no affect. He was blank. He really didn't say anything when he was arrested in his Nissan SUV on I-95. A remarkable job, by the way. A witness took pictures of the SUV and the license plate, so they were immediately able to put the license plate number into the computer system that, on those Easy Pass on the highway, was able to capture it, so they knew exactly where the SUV was, so they were able to pull him over. Any sense at all from what we know about him in terms of how that happened, what his planning was, even the fact that he secreted himself in bushes, and as we have been reporting here on the Fox News channel all afternoon, President Trump does not have the security level of a sitting president. That street was not closed. No one saw him in the bushes.
Exactly, Eric, and it's important to point out that the Secret Service, is equipped to take care of, obviously, protecting former presidents, but former President Trump's a different situation because he is actively running for president. He is the Republican nominee. He's out and about. He's holding rallies. He's seeing people. Other former presidents, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, of course they have Secret Service protection, but nothing on the level of the current president. So the Secret Service right now, from multiple sources who work in the agency, admittedly is grappling with the fact that they're dealing with a former president who's running for president again and needs to have a higher security posture, a stronger security posture out there. And with two incidents in just 2 months, a little bit over 2 months, July 13th and September 15th, it, I think, brings that to the forefront. As far as his vehicle, he was in a black SUV. What's not clear is perhaps was the SUV thought to be law enforcement. Law enforcement travels in black SUVs. That's very common. Motorcades, whatnot. It's not clear any of that right now.
How would he know what Trump's schedule was as far as him actually going to this golf course and what holes he was going to be on and all of that?
How would he know that?
I hate for the conspiracy theorists in me to start to come out, but you have to start asking these questions. Why would they know? How would they know where Trump is going to be? And why haven't they? I mean, thank God that they actually did their job this time. And that's just one of the reasons why I think it's spiritual. I do believe that God truly has his hand on this guy because, first of all, they missed on the first one. Second time, right, on this situation, it kind of pushes them to be a little bit more dedicated to protecting him a little bit more, even though he's not going to get the same level of security as the president of the United States of America, similar to what he was saying. But third, it's
right, but he has to have more protection than what he has. You know, it's like they're still dropping the ball. They've added a little bit more from Pennsylvania, but it's still not enough. And like Anton said, you got to ask yourself, how did this guy know? How did this Ryan Wesley know where Trump was going to be at? You know, I mean, the shit, everything that these people do when they're running for office and when they're on the campaign trail, a lot of this stuff is not publicly known. You know what I'm saying? They might have an itinerary of where they're going to be going to talk and do press conference and interviews and stuff like that. But just going to golf on just, you know, he just on his leisure time, that's not publicized. So how would this guy know where Trump was going to be at?
Like if that first one didn't happen and then they didn't give him more Secret Service security and stuff like that, then we might not even be having this conversation right now because they may have gotten to him. So, you know, I do think that everything happens for a reason. I believe that God has truly had his hand on this guy, on Trump. I believe that he is meant to be the next president in order to really clean this place up. Otherwise, we doomed forever. And, you know, it would be prudent for the federal government, as requested in the first place, to issue him the same level of security, obviously with 2 assassination attempts, to issue him the same level of security as you would a normal president.
Yeah, you would think that. You would think that with all this that's going on, he would get more security. You know what I'm saying? He should have more security. They should beef it up. But like I said before, man, you can say that is, you know, you can throw all the conspiracy theories out there and say, oh man, y'all just speculating and y'all just, you know, just saying stuff. But you have to ask yourself twice in a 2-month period. Somebody's tried to take him out, and then you got to ask yourself, because the one in Philadelphia, you know, people knew he was going to be there. You know, that was a scheduled stop. You know what I'm saying? That was on his itinerary and all that. So people can actually see where he's going to be going to do rallies and stuff like that, right? But when he's out on his personal time, you know, that wasn't a publicized event that he was going to be there, you know, playing golf, right? So somebody had to do some digging to find that out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know this Ryan Wesley fellow, how tech savvy he is, if he can hack into stuff. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? But then you got to ask yourself, how did this guy know? How did he know? And to be at that particular spot, you know what I'm saying, on that particular hole. You know, so yeah, you got to ask yourself these questions. But you guys, let me know what y'all think. Drop some comments down below, all right? If you haven't, go ahead, like, subscribe, share. That helps the channel grow. It's JLerone with JLerone Presents. You guys, please be good to yourselves. By all means, let's be good to one another. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Ha 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 ha!